So what, from your point of view, is the role of natural capital in a green economy?
Natural capital is a very important driver of a green economy. Firstly, a green economy is one which delivers well-being, improves social equity, and does so without increasing environmental risks and ecological scarcities. And these are really the goals of sustainable development. So a green economy is the economic vehicle for sustainable development. But a green economy works by delivering these goals by changing the economy across very many sectors. And this includes, of course, natural capital sectors such as forests, fisheries, freshwater, and especially agriculture. So these are the issues that we have to address. Social equity, in other words, providing more income in the hands of the poor, reducing the gap between the rich and the poor, that's not going to work at all unless we focus on natural capital and its better management, whether it is on the land or on the sea.
So in your opinion, does regional cooperation like the Nordic add any value to the work on integrating the economics of ecosystems and biodiversity in the overall economy?
Absolutely, absolutely, because the fascinating thing about this planet is that whatever you do in one part of the planet has an impact in another. So the Nordic countries' cooperation amongst themselves is not only benefiting those countries, but if you think of fisheries, or if you think of emissions, for example, or trade, international trade, that action will have an impact on a producer country or in an ocean that is related by the currents. So my country, Ecuador, will definitely be a victim or a beneficiary of the actions that are taken in the north. But what is also important is that in the case of the Nordic countries, information is available to other countries, not only on the good lessons, but on what you shouldn't do again. Because very often we tend to create processes that already have had some experience, and that we should just be borrowing and adapting those lessons to other parts of the world.
So I'd like to ask you, as finance minister, what is the relevance of all this thinking around the economics of ecosystems? What is the relevance for the Greenlandic economy?
Well, it's probably the most important thing, considering that 85% of our export come from fishery. Obviously, it's extremely important that we look after our biodiversity and ecological system in order to maintain fishery in the future. So it is like our gold pot, and therefore it's just extremely important that we make sure that all the catch and everything is sustainable in the future.
And has Nordic cooperation and regional cooperation at large meant any difference in how you could work with ecosystem services and TIB?
Yes, indeed. As we also discussed in the seminar today, it's so important that we think regionally and also internationally. Fish, for instance, they don't know any land boundaries. They are everywhere, swimming everywhere, and therefore it's just so important that we cooperate regionally to make sure that we are together taking care of the ecological system and ensuring the biodiversity.